Welcome to the Elements of Spirit readings for the week of May 29th, 2017. This is the reading for the element of air, which includes the signs of Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. Welcome to Gemini season, people. It's been a doozy. I'm having fun with it. It feels good. This is like your territory, air signs. It's a very airy moment. But yeah, if you haven't listened to your ether readings, go back and check them out now, and then come and see this one and put the two together, and bing, bang, boom, there's your elements of spirit for the week, okay? Okay, it's a beautiful message. It is. It's in line with this. We're in embrace expansion. Embrace expansion. Embrace the freewheeling freedom of mental multiplicity. Mental multiplicity. A lot of the advisement that's been coming through in private sessions this week too has in one way or another had to do with the drastic shift from the energy of Sun in Taurus to the energy of Sun in Gemini. It's literally like, it's kind of like jumping off a cliff is what it feels like, but you never fall down. It's like you jump and just keep going up. Right, is the vibe. And there's, Gemini as the sign of polarity, duality, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Every option is a good option. Every thought is like a valid thought. That's the energy of this moment. And you guys are actually, you're attuned to it in one way or another. The theory would be that, like Geminis, this would be a pretty natural NBD time for you. Libras, it's like you're getting lots of this expansive energy, but you're getting information and insight and aha moments about other people and their shit and the relationships and the things that you're going through. And Aquarians, it could actually feel like a somewhat pressurized time because you're getting so much information and so much energy, but you don't really quite know what to do with it yet. And the idea here is like, just don't fight it. Embrace the expansion. Embrace the freewheeling freedom of mental multiplicity. It's like this is supposed to generate, if we're dealing with like the earth of Taurus, this is like a moment of tilling the soil, of aerating the soil, literally taking whatever's been dense and breaking it up and expanding it. And at the end of this season, we are going into Cancer territory. Interesting. So then it would be about like watering that ground once you've sort of tilled the soil. But for now, you're just trying to aerate. You're not, there would probably be some weeding before you went in to do some watering or, some fertilizing. Or there's going to be another step after aerating your material in which you're going to get to pick through and plant seeds or pull weeds or spread fertilizer before you then really pour your heart into whatever practical stuff, whatever practical goals and ambitions is what it feels like air is working with this week. Goals and ambitions that you're working with. You're going to have a moment where you can sort of pick and choose a little bit more, which feels like it's not next week, but like the week after. Right? Where are we at? Yeah, that makes sense. Probably like, middle of June-ish before the next season, like a week before the next season changes, before we go into Cancer. You're going to be able to do a little bit more, what's the word for it? Fine motor skills. You're going to be able to use your motor skills to pick and choose and feel like a little bit more of a sense of control and authority over whatever it is that you're working on. But you don't really get that right now. All you get right now is the tilling, the aerating. You're kind of sifting through old material that's dense in order to just see new options and aerate it and just get a better picture of all of your materials that you're working with. So just don't fight that this week. What else? Okay, this is great. I love this. Have fun. I observe my options with joyous detachment and prepare to engage my priorities. Remember, these affirmations apply for this week. So we're dealing with late Sunday, early Monday into late Sunday, early Monday of next week. Into like the 4th, 5th next week. So from today, from the 28th, 29th to the 4th, 5th is sort of when these readings apply. I observe my options with joyous detachment and prepare to engage my priorities. So we're not engaging those priorities right now. We're literally observing options with joyous detachment. And that feels, when I tuned in and I was like, is there more information? And they're like, no, this is like a sifting of sands. You're sifting, you've been metal detecting, now you're like getting in there and you've got to sift through the sands to find the gold. When you find the gold, it's not like, ooh, now I got to pay the piper. You put the gold in your like metal detector fanny pack, and you just fucking chill for a second. You're preparing to engage your priorities. Preparing. Sifting, sorting, gathering information, and preparing to fire element, act, choose, move, do, change, okay? So it sort of feels like this affirmation, along with, I allow my unconditional love, this is from Ether, I allow my unconditional love of self to comfort and support me. I affirm the existence and validity of this internal fountain of acceptance. Ooh. You guys, if you don't like the second part of that, you're free to just use the first part of it. I allow my unconditional love of self to comfort and support me. I observe my options with joyous detachment because I feel so internally comforted and supported. I don't have to move. I don't have to have a hair trigger right now. I can observe my options with joyous detachment and prepare to engage my priorities. Preparation of engagement, preparing to engage, and if you are engaging, just remember to keep that joyous detachment of like, sure, let's go, let's spar, let's mentally go back and forth, let's talk about our options, but I just think it's too soon to move, right? So that's your read for the week, Element of Air. Thank you so much for joining me again, and I will see you next week. Bye.